Here with episode number 26 of the Trustin and Jeff show. Things have been a little
hectic.
Yeah, a little hectic. If you've noticed, our consistency is kind of waned a little. We've been moving days and things like that. We've been still putting out about 2 a week. We just took a 2-week break.
Yeah, maybe a weekend day.
Down.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I like the Tuesday, Thursday, but with our weekly schedule, maybe we'll start doing something on the weekend like this. I don't know. We'll make sure it happens twice a week. That's because what's crazy is we're already on like 26, right?
Yeah. We're already in the top 1%. Our competition's only about 10,000 now.
It's crazy, like how many people never really make it to that past 21 episodes on any podcast. So
yeah.
So yeah, we got that going for us. But yeah, work's been crazy. Heat's not been bad. With a week, I mean, I can't believe nobody. I like on the news. Okay, so because work and stuff, like I started watching local news again sometimes in the morning, and like, dude, there no like you think like the attempted assassination last week would be
like breaking news for a week or two.
Yeah, like not main, like at least not on like like the channels I was watching before we headed out to work in the morning. Like, didn't hear much about it, man. And it's just crazy.
Well, there was like articles where it said that he like fell over, or that someone threw glass at him.
I heard.
And shit like that.
I mean, there's conspiracy theories that.
Well, like these were actual news stations that were just pushing this narrative.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's some conspiracy theories that come. Like, what's funny is like. Yeah, the side like yeah.
I seen one where it was like Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls.
Yeah, that's
like some shit like that.
Yeah.
And while technically, if you look at the video that happened, but it's like it just makes horrible sense to word it that way. Like it's just anything to get a story out.
Yeah.
Instead of like, suspected gunshots.
Yeah.
Got his ear blown off. Like a piece of it.
I mean, it definitely looked like an assassination attempt.
There's people complaining about the size of the bandage he has on his ear for getting his ear blown off. There's people saying it's oversized.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you got a third of your ear ripped off, you might have a pretty big bandage on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's people saying it was more or less like a staged thing. There's a huge conspiracy theory from, like, I guess, people who are against Trump that more or less it was like a publicity stunt to help his campaign. And I've heard all types of different...
That's just such an insane risk to take if you were
I don't care who it is, dude. I don't care if you're, like, an army... I don't care who... Like,
even some of the best shooters ever, like, the tolerance
world champion,
of, like,
I mean, you're talking wind difference, drop... angle, like one little bit off, man. I mean, if they do the math a little wrong,
you
know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
when then also they know they're gonna die. I mean, you don't just like shoot at a president, you know what I mean, and not like.
I mean, I will say the whole thing's fishy the way it went down. I don't know what's up with it, but it's fishy that kid was even able to make it up onto a roof and get any shots off. Should not even happened.
Yeah. I seen this meme, and it was like a conspiracy theorist meme, and they're like, yeah, the CIA's had mind control for a long time, and they just fucking scrubbed that kid's internet where no one knows anything about him. They fucking like MK Ultra'd his ass into fucking doing some shit.
I mean,
you know what I mean? They gave him a high quality rifle, fabricated a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Had him just up there, gave him a window of time.
Well, you know what's funny is like, it's crazy. It's hard telling, man.
Well, and I seen that and I was like, man, that's a lot of fucking, like, I feel like it would have been even easier just to like.
Well, nowadays you don't know, man. Like, 'cause you got this rhetoric going out, like because people are so divided, and then because of algorithms, everybody is spoon fed their certain type of news that they want to intake. It's not that they're just told news like, hey, this is what, like, you're given your type of news and you're supporting views.
Well, yeah, they're echo chambers.
You know what
It's
I'm
like
saying? So, like,
if you Google something, you're gonna get things that go with that Google search.
yeah,
Or if
like, you know,
search
the
something-
algorithm starts to just spoon feed you what
Well, it's
entertains you,
it's like if
not
you
what's
search-
actual news.
It's like if you search why the Earth is flat. You're
Yeah,
only gonna
that's
see
what I'm saying.
videos
You're
about
only you're
the
gonna
Earth
find
being
stuff
flat.
supporting that, and everything's gonna substantiate that because that's all your
Yeah.
algorithm's
You ever
showing
seen
you.
some of those videos?
I
of
mean,
people
dude,
trying to, like,
I've seen some
explain it?
intelligent arguments though. I mean, it's for there's some people who make some like there's good argue. I mean, I don't believe it. Okay, tides just because the tides the way the moon works on the Earth seems to explain it to me. Like just that alone, I get it. I think it's round. The moon has to revolve around us. Like it just for everything to work the way it does, it seems to be round. Okay, but yeah, there's some people who make some good arguments. Like as far as like, I mean, not that I think that means they're right, but I'm just saying, if you want to search out the facts to substantiate your view. You know what I mean? When you're only looking for answers to fit your narrative, it don't. You know what I mean? You're gonna find them. That don't mean it's factual though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just crazy, man. Like I said, I think that's a bad problem with like the only downside to the algorithms giving you what you like is when you're using it for news intake, you're only
gonna get
getting
news that
very
you wanna
biased.
hear.
Yeah, only very biased news, and like that's the thing is like there's no you know, if you put it on Fox, it's going to be more right leaning. If it's NBC, it's going to be left. And like, yeah, I'd like to see some unbiased.
Well, that's
news.
why the big shift to podcasting happened.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
now
that's
it's a lot
why
of
people like Joe
independent
Rogan,
news
like
type
people,
deals.
people listen to Joe and like put a lot of stock in what he says, just because like he comes off genuine and just to say what he thinks instead of it don't seem to be so attached to narratives, I guess, is what I'm saying. But, yeah, it's just crazy, though. Yeah, like, I mean, there are good independent journalists out there. It just, the credibility is different now with podcasting, with YouTubers. There used to be a different credibility that, like, back in the 80s or, like, when TV news was all you had, of keeping it unbiased, and that's just seemed to be something that's like went away a long time ago.
Yeah.
But
well,
I think everything was downhill once like CNN and like the 24-hour news cycle. Then it had to be like they've really realized before internet even started, like the drama sells and like keeping something stirred up.
See, I think the big issue
watching.
is when all the news organizations became publicly traded companies, and then just giant conglomerates went and bought them all up at once, and now they have a duty to their shareholders, and so now pretty much all news is pushed in a certain way just because it's like the same one or two big companies that just own it all.
Yeah.
It's like one company that owns like over 80% of the news media.
That's what I'm saying. Like you got pretty much Fox and the other big ones. So it's like,
or more. Like my numbers may be off. They might own more or all.
That's
of
what I'm
it.
saying. There's
Like,
only a couple
like,
companies that own most TV stations, and that's
when
why
they all end up going back to the same conglomerates.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's different companies that own the different ones, but it's like they're all owned in like a succession all the way up.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Is like Frito-Lay, and like there's different companies that like are huge companies, but then are owned by even bigger companies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
Shit, imagine inheriting one of those giant conglomerates, where it's like you're making billions a day.
You never knew it, but there was like some secret millionaire in your family or billionaire. Like that'd be crazy.
You just you're like, what? I own what?
Yeah.
They're pushing what? You know, like
my uncle was an oil baron, huh?
This makes no sense.
Like, are you sure? I don't think there's many of them from.
I thought he was just
Kentucky.
schizophrenic ranting all the time.
Yeah, that's. Funny.
I didn't think he actually did that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy though. Yeah. What's crazy is the inheritance tax if you get left money, man. Like, Like that's another thing that's crazy is how you get
Well,
taxed.
that's
like,
why they do lifetime living trusts, so that way it's as if you always owned it.
it seems like that's like the big
But
hurdle.
they're trying to get rid of that. Biden's
Yeah.
trying to get rid of those.
Well, it seems like the big hurdle is getting through like when you first get wealthy. It seems like because like I mean taxes once you get up over like 100,000 a year, like especially if you're like self-employed or something.
Oh, you're paying
You're
at least 33%.
I mean that's insane. You're talking
You know what I
that's
mean?
insane.
And it
If
just
you're
keeps
bringing,
going
I
up.
mean 33%. I mean that's insane.
I mean, but with like tax brackets and how they work, it's like you're taxed so much for the first so much,
yeah,
and then
but,
it just keeps
but
going
that's what I'm saying.
up.
That's that it's that hurdle of getting over that big tax jump where they
Yeah.
hit you like 33%. Because I mean 33%. I mean man, that's insane. Because then you're I mean that's a 30-year work
Yeah.
going to tax. I mean and then everything you buy you're paying taxes on supply wise. You know what I mean, or consumable wise. So it's like that's. I think that's a big hurdle for people, man. Trying to get out of like, when you're moving up in tax brackets, I guess income wise, because it's scary. It's like, damn, like how, like what, like I got to give them how much?
Taxes are just scary in general.
Well, we
'Cause
pay
it's-
so
'cause
much
it's
already.
like-
That's what I don't get is like, how do they even? How is that even fair? Like. When you buy a house, okay, you buy a house, you pay taxes on your mortgage, you pay everything your whole life, but then you never end up paying it. When you do pay it off, okay,
Yeah.
you still end up on property tax.
See, I forget
That's
the exact
BS.
percentage,
Property tax
but
is
we
like-
started a revolution over a fucking income tax that was only like 8% or some shit.
Oh, dude, no.
You know what I mean? We started a whole revolution over that stuff,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's like now it's like, oh man, I got taxed 33%
Our
on this
forefathers,
money.
like, I mean, yeah, they went into using some taxation, but like,
I mean, some is necessary just to be able to function
Yeah,
as a country,
yeah.
but like,
but they're hitting people hard, dude. They're hitting people real hard.
yeah.
Like, I mean, like, so say if you don't have sewage, right? If you have just water and electric, yeah, I mean, I think like your property tax should be based on like what the city provides for you.
Yeah.
And if the city provides like good quality, but then you're even paying for that because you're paying for your electric still. You're paying for your, you know what I mean? And like your roads, like your city, you're getting city tax. So how they like justify all the extra taxation is what I'm saying. Is because you pay city taxes when you work in a city or whatever, or live in a city.
Yeah.
But then they, so like how do they